Building muscle fast isn't about guesswork. It's about applying the right strategies that force your body to grow stronger and bigger in less time. The truth is, most people train hard but miss the key elements of muscle hypertrophy: progressive overload, proper nutrition, and recovery. Without these, your results slow down no matter how many hours you spend in the gym. In this video, I'll reveal 8 powerful tips that will accelerate your gains and take your physique to the next level. You'll discover how to train with precision so every set actually builds muscle, the exact nutrition tweaks that flip your body's growth switch, and recovery methods that keep you building size even while you sleep. Each tip is simple, practical, and proven to deliver results. The best part? These 8 tips work for beginners and experienced lifters alike. Skip one, and your progress stalls. Apply all 8, and you'll see noticeable improvements in muscle size, strength, and definition faster than you thought possible. Here's the question: which one of these 8 tips are you currently ignoring without even realizing it? Stick around, because tip number 5 could completely change the way you train forever. Tip number 1, master progressive overload. If there's one golden rule for building muscle, it's progressive overload. Without it, no workout plan will ever deliver long-term results. Progressive overload simply means gradually increasing the stress placed on your muscles, so they're forced to adapt by getting stronger and bigger. Think of it this way: your body is designed to survive, not to look muscular. When you lift a weight that challenges you, your muscles break down on a microscopic level. During recovery, your body repairs them slightly bigger and stronger to handle that stress the next time. But here's the catch: if you lift the same weight for the same reps every workout, your body has no reason to grow. There are multiple ways to apply progressive overload. The most obvious is adding more weight to the bar, but that's only one method. You can also increase the number of reps, add extra sets, shorten rest times, slow down the tempo, or improve your form to make each rep more efficient. Even small weekly improvements compound into massive gains over months. The key is consistency. Track your workouts, aim for gradual increases, and avoid jumping too fast into heavier loads that compromise form. Remember, muscle growth is a marathon, not a sprint, and progressive overload is the engine that drives it. Now here's the real question. Most lifters think they're progressing, but are you really? In the next tip, you'll see how your nutrition choices can make or break progressive overload, no matter how hard you train. Tip number 2, fuel growth with the right nutrition. Training breaks down your muscles. Nutrition rebuilds them. Without the right fuel, progressive overload becomes useless because your body won't have the raw materials it needs to grow. Think of your muscles like a construction site. The gym is the demolition crew tearing things down, but food is the building material that makes the new structure bigger and stronger. The most important nutrient is protein. Aim for around 1.6 to 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight daily. Protein provides the amino acids your body uses to repair and enlarge muscle fibers. But protein alone isn't enough. You also need a calorie surplus, meaning you eat more than you burn, to signal your body that it's safe to allocate energy toward muscle growth instead of just survival. Carbs play a critical role too. They restore glycogen, your muscle's energy reserve, and allow you to train harder. Without enough carbs, your strength drops, recovery slows, and progressive overload becomes impossible. Fats shouldn't be ignored either. They support hormone production, especially testosterone, which directly impacts muscle growth. Timing can help, but isn't everything. A protein-rich meal within a few hours after training maximizes recovery, but the real game changer is consistent daily intake. One great workout with poor nutrition does nothing. Consistent fueling with enough calories and balanced macros builds the foundation for growth. Here's the twist. Most people think they're eating enough, but when they actually track calories, they discover they're falling short. Are you truly in a surplus, or are you sabotaging your gains without realizing it? Up next, tip number 3 will show you how recovery might be the missing factor holding back all your hard work. Tip number 3, prioritize recovery and sleep. Most people believe muscles are built in the gym, but that's only half the truth. Training breaks your muscles down, while recovery is where growth actually happens. If you're not sleeping enough or giving your body time to repair, you're leaving massive gains on the table. Sleep is the most powerful recovery tool. During deep sleep, your body releases growth hormone and testosterone, two critical drivers of muscle repair and hypertrophy. Skimp on sleep and you blunt these hormones, slowing down progress no matter how perfect your workouts or diet are. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep per night and keep a consistent sleep schedule to maximize your body's natural rhythm. But recovery isn't only about sleep. Rest days matter just as much. Muscles need 48 to 72 hours to fully recover after intense training, depending on the muscle group and volume. Overtraining not only halts growth but can also increase injury risk, pushing your progress backward. That's why structured programming, alternating heavy, light, and rest days, works better than smashing the same muscles daily. Active recovery methods like stretching, foam rolling, or light cardio can improve blood flow, reduce soreness, and speed up muscle repair. Nutrition ties into recovery as well. Carbs restore glycogen, and protein supplies amino acids for rebuilding muscle fibers. Here's the part most lifters miss. If you constantly feel sore, fatigued, or stuck at the same weights, your issue isn't effort. It's poor recovery. Fix that, and suddenly your strength and size start climbing again. Now imagine training hard, eating right, and recovering well, but still missing out because of one overlooked training principle. That's exactly what tip number 4 will uncover. Tip number 4, perfect your form and mind-muscle connection. Lifting heavy weight means nothing if your form is sloppy. In fact, poor technique doesn't just risk injury, it also shifts tension away from the muscles you're trying to grow. To build size effectively, you must master form and learn to truly feel the muscle working. That's where the mind-muscle connection comes in. When you focus on contracting the target muscle during each rep, you activate more muscle fibers and increase the quality of the stimulus. For example, in a bicep curl, don't just swing the weight up and down. Instead, slow the movement, squeeze at the top, and keep tension throughout the rep. The weight might be lighter, but the muscle growth stimulus will be far greater. Perfect form also ensures progressive overload happens in the right place. If you're bench pressing with bad technique, adding weight only trains your shoulders or joints more than your chest. That's wasted effort. Clean form allows you to gradually increase load without sacrificing muscle activation. The best way to master this is to lower your ego. Drop the weight if needed, film your lifts, or ask for feedback. Once your form is locked in, then progressively overload with precision. Here's the truth. Most lifters never truly feel their muscles working. They just move weight. But when you control every rep, slow down the tempo, and focus on contraction, your body responds with faster growth and definition. Now, here's where things get even more interesting. Even with perfect form, you won't maximize growth unless you train at the right intensity and volume. That's exactly what tip number 5 will reveal, and it might change how you structure every workout from now on. Tip number 5, train with the right intensity and volume. You can have flawless form, but if your workouts aren't intense enough, your muscles won't grow. On the other hand, pushing too hard without structure leads to burnout and injury. The secret lies in balancing intensity, how hard you push each set, and volume, the total amount of work you do. Muscle growth happens when you challenge your muscles close to failure, that point where you could only do 1 to 2 more reps with good form. Research shows that training in this zone triggers the greatest hypertrophy. If you stop 5 to 6 reps short of failure every set, you're simply not giving your body a reason to adapt. Volume is just as critical. Too little and you won't create enough stimulus. Too much and your body can't recover. For most lifters, 10 to 20 sets per muscle group per week is the sweet spot. Beginners may grow with less, while advanced lifters often need more to keep progressing. Intensity and volume should work together. For example, heavy compound lifts like squats or deadlifts benefit from lower volume but higher intensity. Isolation exercises, like bicep curls, can be trained with higher volume since they're less taxing on the nervous system. The key is progression. Track your lifts, push closer to failure over time, and add sets strategically if growth stalls. Combine this with proper recovery, and you'll create the perfect environment for hypertrophy. Here's what most lifters get wrong. They either push too light and never grow, or they push too much and burn out. Find the balance, and your results accelerate. But there's another secret weapon most people overlook: exercise selection. And in tip number 6, you'll learn why choosing the right lifts makes or breaks your muscle growth. Tip number 6, choose the right exercises for maximum growth. Not all exercises are created equal. If you want serious muscle growth, you need to prioritize the movements that give the biggest return on effort. That means focusing on compound lifts, exercises that train multiple muscle groups at once, while also using isolation work to refine and sculpt. Compound exercises like squats, deadlifts, bench press, pull-ups, and overhead press are the backbone of muscle building. They allow you to lift heavier loads, recruit more muscle fibers, and stimulate growth hormones like testosterone. These lifts create the foundation of size and strength. But here's the catch. Compound lifts alone aren't enough for complete development. Isolation exercises like bicep curls, tricep extensions, lateral raises, and calf raises target weak points and help balance your physique. Without them, you risk building strength without symmetry. Exercise selection also means choosing movements that fit your body. Not everyone can barbell squat comfortably due to mobility or injury history. In that case, a hack squat, safety bar squat, or Bulgarian split squat might be better. The goal is to train effectively, not force your body into painful positions. Another overlooked aspect is variation. While consistency builds strength, rotating accessory lifts every few months prevents plateaus and keeps your body adapting. Stick to your core compound lifts, but swap isolation moves occasionally to hit muscles from different angles. Think of exercise selection as your blueprint. Pick the wrong tools, and the structure collapses. Pick the right ones, and you'll build a strong, balanced physique faster. Now here's the big question. Even if you train hard with the best exercises, are you actually allowing your body enough fuel to recover between workouts? That's exactly what tip number 7 uncovers. And it's the game changer most lifters ignore. Tip number 7. Optimize rest between workouts. Even the best workouts, nutrition, and exercise selection won't deliver maximum growth if your muscles don't get enough rest between sessions. Muscles grow during recovery, not during the lift itself. Neglecting rest can stall gains, cause overtraining, and even lead to injury. The first rule is muscle-specific recovery. Big muscle groups like legs, back, and chest need 48 to 72 hours to fully recover after an intense session. Smaller muscles like biceps, triceps, and shoulders may recover faster, but that doesn't mean you should train them every day to failure. Hitting the same muscles repeatedly without adequate rest results in diminishing returns. Sleep is an equally critical factor. During deep sleep, growth hormone is released, protein synthesis increases, and damaged muscle fibers repair. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of high-quality sleep consistently. Anything less slows down progress dramatically, no matter how perfectly you train or eat. Active recovery also accelerates growth. Light cardio, mobility drills, foam rolling, or even short walks on rest days increase blood flow, reduce soreness, and help nutrients reach recovering muscles more efficiently. Another overlooked tip: structure your training around workout splits. Full body routines, upper-lower splits, or push-pull leg setups ensure each muscle group gets enough rest while maintaining training frequency. Balance is key. Train too little and progress stalls, train too much and recovery suffers. Here's the reality. Most lifters underestimate recovery. You might think more is better, but smart rest paired with hard training produces faster results than constant exhaustion. Next, we'll reveal tip number 8, the final secret that amplifies all your hard work. And it's often the trick that separates average lifters from those who transform their physiques completely. Tip number 8, use progressive variation to keep muscles adapting. Even with perfect form, intensity, and recovery, your muscles will eventually adapt to the same routine. Growth slows if your body gets too comfortable. That's where progressive variation comes in, strategically changing exercises, sets, reps, or training tempo to continuously challenge your muscles. Variation doesn't mean random workouts. It's a structured approach. For example, after 6 to 8 weeks of a standard bench press routine, you might switch to incline bench, change grip width, or add paused reps. These subtle changes force your muscles to recruit fibers differently, creating new growth stimuli. Even altering rest times or rep tempos can dramatically increase muscle tension and metabolic stress. Another critical aspect is periodization, cycling through phases of heavy, moderate, and lighter loads over weeks or months. This not only prevents plateaus, but also reduces the risk of overtraining while maximizing strength and size gains. Advanced lifters often use periodized programs to push past sticking points without burning out. Progressive variation also keeps you mentally engaged. Doing the same exact routine for months leads to boredom and sloppy performance, which diminishes results. Small, deliberate changes keep workouts challenging, exciting, and highly effective. Here's the secret. Muscle growth isn't about a single magic exercise or endless hours in the gym. It's about consistent effort, proper nutrition, smart recovery, and structured variation. Combine all 8 tips, and your body responds with faster gains, stronger muscles, and a transformation that feels almost inevitable. Now the real question, which of these 8 tips are you neglecting right now? Apply them all consistently, and you'll not only build muscle faster, you'll build the foundation for lifelong strength and size.